Hello everyone, Debashish from Devs Learning Up. Once again today we are going to take the class on measures of central tendency, but this is the 6th class. Our topic for today's discussion is how to determine median and lower quartile and also upper quartile Q1 and Q3 using less than ogive or less than cumulative frequency curve. Right, in my 4th class itself, I have already covered how to calculate median for group data or continuous data using formula. Here and in my 5th class, there's a previous video to this one. I have covered the concept of quartile along with real life example and how to determine quartile for ungrouped data or discontinuous data. But here we are going to cover how to determine median, lower quartile, upper quartile, right, using less than ogive or less than cumulative frequency table, because this determination of median and lower and upper quartile for group data mostly you will be asked to determine using ogive, right? So let's start it. So for today's class we are going to utilize this tabular data for observation versus frequency, and this is a group data. You can see for each of the group, the first column it is the class interval, second one is the frequency. We will determine the cumulative frequency itself, right? For when we are using less than ogive, just you remember this term. When you will utilize less than ogive, you need to utilize this cumulative frequency starting from top, the way you do it normally, right? And for more than ogive, you need to calculate the cumulative frequency from bottom. So that everything I have already covered in the separate video where I have explained ogive and histogram both, right? So for this particular table you can see there are the class interval for 5 to 10 frequency 3, for 10 to 15 4, 15 to 26 and so on. The last one is 30 to 35 and the frequency is 1. So for the class, this is the continuous group data, the class interval is 5. Now, when we are going to use less than ogive or any median data, calculation for group data, always you need to do the cumulative frequency also. Even for ungrouped data also, we do the cumulative frequency, but if the numbers are very small one, we do it verbally. Otherwise, we do using the cumulative frequency column separately, right? So for less than ogive, the cumulative frequency you will calculate as usual starting from first. So first one is 3. It will be 3. The cumulative frequency 3 plus 4, it will be 7. 7 plus 6, it will be 13. And so on. 13 plus 9, 22. 22 plus 7, 29. And 29 plus 1, 30. So that is the cumulative frequency. So what actually does it mean? When you will go for less than ogive, what you need to do? You need to draw, actually you are supposed to do it in a graph paper. There you will get the more or less exact value, but here in the class I am not going to use graph paper. I will show you exactly how to do that, and accordingly you will plot the data in the graph paper. Right? So what you need to do, you need to put all the cumulative frequency along with upper bound, that is the upper limit for each of the range. So for 5 to 10, the lower bound is 5, upper bound is 10. And what is the cumulative frequency? 3. For 10 to 15, upper bound is 15, cumulative frequency will be 7. So for when you are going to use less than ogive or less than cumulative frequency curve, there you need to take upper bound for each of the class interval and the respective associated cumulative frequency that you have calculated here, right? So what are the points you need to plot in the graph? 10, 3. So the points will be like this: 10, 3. Upper bound 15, 7. 15, 7. Next is 2013. 2013. 25, 22. 25, 22. And next one will be 30, 29. Last one is 35, 30. So these are the points you need to plot on the graph where the cumulative frequency along the y-axis and the class interval or the group data that will be along the x-axis where you will put the upper bound. So these are the points you need to put, right? Okay, let's put it now. So now we'll plot the points first. Then we'll adjoin all the points. 10, 3. 10, it is 5. It is 5, that means 3 will be nearby this one, right? You need to use graph paper. Here, assuming it is with eye estimation, we are doing that, right? Just by looking visually. So if it is 5, assume it is around 3. So 10, 3 point will be like this, okay? Then 15, 7. 15, 7. Here it is 10, that means 7 will be like this. 20, 13. 20 and then 13. 13 means nearby 15. 25, 22. Nearby 25. Nearby 20. 25, 22. Nearby 20. Y-axis, along the y-axis. 30, 29. 30, 29. And 35, 30. Now, if we adjoin this, all these points, starting from 5. 5 is the lowest value which has the frequency, assuming it is 0, less than 5, right? So actually below that, below the lowest point, you will do like this. So the curve will be like this. So here you can see for less than ogive, actually the cumulative frequency is increasing gradually. So the slope is increasing gradually. Whereas for more than ogive, the slope will be decreasing gradually, because there you will do the cumulative frequency at start doing the cumulative frequencies from the bottom. So at the top it will be the lowest one. So therefore the curve will be like this. Okay. Anyways, so this is what the cumulative frequency curve looks like based on these points. Now, what is the frequency? How to determine median? Median you need to determine by looking into the total number of observation, that is total frequency. Already from the cumulative frequency you can see it is 30. So here also it will be 30 only. Median. Median means always middle point. But for ungrouped data, what I said, for ungrouped data what we need to do, if the total number of observation it is even, you need to take two positional values. One is n by 2, another is n by 2 plus 1. So 15th and 16th position. Let's say it's not a group data. It's a discontinuous data. So that means there you need to do 30. So n by 2, that is 15th, and n by 2 plus 1, 16. 15th and 16th position. So what is 15th and 16th position? If you look into the cumulative frequency column, then 15th and 16th position will come under for 20, value 25. So 25 will be the median in that case, right? But since it's a group data, you cannot say, and when you are considering calculating the median for even number of observations, there you need to take the average of those two observation values against those two positions, right? 30, if the total number of observation, that means the median position will be n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1, that is 15th and 16th position. So 15th and 16th position, the rest corresponding observation values, you need to take the mean. That means you are taking the in-between value between those two positions. So actually median is 1, but you are taking the average. But when you are considering for group data or the continuous data, there you cannot, you don't need to do this n by 2 plus 1, because even though you do that n by 2 plus 1, you don't know which position has which observation value, because it's a group data. It is 20 to 25. So therefore you need to take only the 50% of the data. In any case, whatever is the scenario, even number or odd number of observations, median is at the middle position. So that means here what you need to do, the median position will be median will be, if it is equals to n, that means n by 2, that is equals to 30 by 2, that is equals to 15. So at the 15th position, you can see very well in the graph also you will see, you find out the cumulative, you plot the data 15. So 15 is the median, that means this is the median, right? So now you need to, from 15 cumulative frequency, this is the median frequency, I mean that is the position of the median. So now what is the observation value associated to this position? What you need to do? You need to take the parallel line of x where it will intersect this curve from this Ogive graph. From there you need to draw the perpendicular on x-axis. So you can see ultimately this 15 position, that is the cumulative frequency 15, the associated value it is coming between 20 to 25. Here also you can see 15 position, it will come in between 20 to 25. Now here, since I am not using graph, I cannot determine exactly what is the median here, but visually if you see, it will be around 22, 21.5, something like that. Got my point? So that is what your median you need to calculate using Ogive graph. So what will be the median here? Now just for your understanding what will be the exact value, I will utilize the formula for calculating median for group data that I have explained in 4th class for this series of measures of central tendency. What is the formula? Let's calculate that. Then you can compare these two. Okay. To understand the formula and how to derive the formula, I have explained very clearly in my 4th class. So if you would like to look into the video, please go to the description section below for this particular video, where you will have the link and you just go through that. Here I am not going to explain the entire formula again, just I will replace the value by saying what is indicating which value. So AL is, first you need to do, for when you are going to utilize the formula, you need to identify the median class. So when you see that n by 2, that is the summation of f n by 2, the median class, here you can see n by 2 equals to 15. That means the median class, because the starting from 14th till 22nd, 20 to 25, these 9 observations, right? So 15th position, it is coming under 20 to 25. So median is coming under this class interval 20 to 25. Therefore 20 to 25, this is the median class. So in the formula itself, you need to understand what is what. Already I have explained though. AL is the lower bound of the median class. So if the median class is this one, this one is our median class, 20 to 25. This is our median class. So L is 20. So L equals to 20. So what we do? 20 plus. What is age? Age is the class interval or height of the class. That is 5, 25 to 30, 15 to 20, 10 to 15. What is the class interval, right? So that is 5. What is F? F is the frequency of the median class. Median class is 20, 25. So 9 is the frequency. So 5 by 9 into n by 2. N, what is the total number of observation? That is 30. So 30 by 2 minus this CF. What is this? This CF is the cumulative frequency of the preceding median class. So median class is 20 to 25. What is the preceding median class? 15 to 20. And what is the respective or corresponding cumulative frequency for that? It is 13. So it is 13. Now you calculate this value. Okay. What will be in the value? (20) plus 5 by 9 into 30 by 2, 15, 15 minus 13, it is 2. So it will be, if you calculate this, the value will be 10 by 9. So 180 plus 10, 198. 180 plus 10, 190. 190 by 9. So 21.1. So actually the median will be here. If you plot it graphically, it will be around 21 to 21.5, something like that. So it doesn't matter when you are plotting in the on the graph itself. If there is a minor deviation, it doesn't matter. So 21.1, if you utilize the formula, that is the median value for this continuous data set. And if you plot it, you can see that is also coming in between 20 to 25. But exact value, since we are not using any graph paper here, so I have just shown you what will be the value, 21.1. Okay, so now you can also find out quartile using this Ogive, less than Ogive graph. Simple. You just need to plot the respective quartile position, because quartile also, if you just look into my earlier video, for that also the link is given in the description section below for this particular video, because quartile is also a type of median. So therefore both median and quartile, it's a positional data reference. First you need to identify which position is having the Q1, which position is having Q3, then the respective value you need to find from the observation data set, and you will find out the Q1 and value of Q1, Q3. But here, since it's a group data, even though you can find out the position, here also you need to find out in which position. So respective class interval you can find out, but you cannot find out the class interval, exact quartile directly by looking into this group data. So it's exactly the way we have done it for median. The same thing we will do for quartile also. Let's do that. So for Q1, what is the formula? If the total number of observation is n, since in quartile we are dividing the entire data set into 4 equal parts, so Q1 is n by 4 and Q3 is 3n by 4. So if n is the number of observation, Q1 will be, here n equals to 30, total number of observation or total frequency, right? So Q1 will be n by 4, that is equals to 30 by 4, therefore it will be 7.5. 7.5. What is the value of Q3? That means 7.5, when it is 7.5, you can see from, okay, let me find out the Q3 also. Q3 is 3n by 4. That means 3 into 7.5, or you can say 3 into 30 by 4. That means it will be 22.5. So now Q1, like median, the way we found out the median class, so that you can identify, okay, your problem, the graphically you have plotted the data correctly, and that's how the point is coming here. So here you see, identify which class interval actually the Q1 belongs to which class interval. If Q1 is 7.5, that means Q1 will belong, 7 is 10 to 15, that means 7.5 it will belong to 15 to 20. So nearby 15 point, because very nearby it should be, right? And where Q3 belongs to 22.5, that means it will belong to this range. 22 is 22 in the median class, 22 to 25, 22, and 22.5 that will be under the class interval 25 to 30, the actual Q3 value, right? So now let's put the value here. So Q1 is 7.5. Q1 is 7.5 means if it is 5, it is 10. That means 7.5 will be nearby middle position. 5 to 10, 5. I am assuming there are 5 units. So 7.5 it will be around middle position of between 5 and 10, right? That is the position for Q1. This is the position of Q1. Now, if I extend this line, extend means you need to draw the parallel line to x-axis, right? And where it will intersect this ogive, less than ogive curve, from there you will draw the perpendicular on the x-axis, which is actually the class interval, which is represented as a class interval, right? So here, now it is intersecting this point. Now I will draw the perpendicular from here. So it is just nearby 15 point. This is the way you need to find out. But actually what is the value, that I cannot say here right away. You can do it. But this is how, this is actually the value of Q1. This is the Q1 position. This is Q1 position. And this one is the, not this one. And this, let's say it is intersecting x-axis at point P. Then this point P actually represents the Q1, right? Point P represents the value of Q1. Okay. Now the same thing for Q3 also, 22.5. 22.5 will come, let's say, around this area. 20 to 25, 22.5 cumulative frequency here. Here. Now we will draw a perpendicular line from here. So where it is coming? Between 25 to 30. That is what we said. 22.5 it will come between 25 to 30, the cumulative frequency. So 25 to 30. Within this class interval it is intersecting. So what will be the value? Nearby 30, something like that. That you need to calculate. You need to see in the while you will plot it graphically. Okay. So when you have drawn the parallel line from 22.5, this one, and you have drawn the perpendicular where it has intersected this less than ogive curve, from there you have drawn this perpendicular, and I am giving the name of this point as R. So this R actually represents Q3. This is actually Q1, right? 7.5 and the respective value on the x-axis, and 22.5, this is 22.5, this is 7.5. So 22.5 cumulative frequency, the corresponding x-axis value, that is R. So you need to see graphically what is the distance, and from there itself you will find out the value. So R represents Q3, P represents Q1. From the graph paper itself you will calculate, because before that you need to find out for each 10, 15, 20, how many, what is the ratio scale that you need to define, right? So what is the definition for each of the unit? That scale you need to define here itself. So once Q1 and Q3 you have found out, you are asked to find out the IQR or Inter Quartile Range itself. That you can find out easily, because IQR, you know, it is Q3 minus Q1. So if you know Q1, if you know Q3 from the graph you have found out, then Q3 minus Q1, that is what your IQR. So for group data also, how you can utilize less than Ogive curve or less than frequency curve to determine median or lower quartile Q1 or upper quartile Q3 for continuous data or group data, that is how you need to do. So I hope now it is very much clear for you, and that is how normally it will be asked. And sometimes what is happening, if for the median you are going to find out the median using Ogive, less than Ogive, and you for group data or continuous data, just to make sure whether your solution is absolutely right or not, that you can verify with that formula that I have just shown few minutes back. So not necessarily both the values will be matching exactly equal. There could be minor difference, but that is absolutely okay. So now you know how to determine median for group data and or continuous data, and also for ungrouped data or discontinuous data. And similarly, lower quartile, upper quartile or inter quartile range IQR, Q1, Q3 and IQR, both for ungrouped data or the discrete data or discontinuous data, and also for group data, right? So all these things I have cleared, and also I have cleared already in my earlier videos for mean, how to determine mean using both for group data and ungrouped data, that is both for continuous and discontinuous data. So more or less I have covered. Just one couple of more videos I will explain, I will make. One is how to calculate mode for group data. Already I have a mode calculation for ungrouped data. It is not a problem, just you know how to do that. But for group data, how to do that, I will make another video, and then I will make one video covering few of the problems for all the topics I have covered for mean, median, mode. Okay, so if you like this video, please click on the like button. And if you are really interested to understand maths fundamentally, you want to make your base very strong, you subscribe my channel. I hope it will help you a lot. Thank you very much.